Recording in progress.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Good morning. Good afternoon. Thanks, everyone, for joining. It is 11 a.m. Eastern. It's a Wednesday, June the 3rd. Thanks, everyone, for joining me this afternoon. We're going to go through today's news, and we're going to do some top-down analysis on gold and NASDAQ today. So hope you guys are ready. VIX Volatility Index, VIX, is green today, suggesting that the markets are red, which is true across the board on a heat map, but there is some securities that are also green. But majority of the day right now is red. We'll see if there's a little bit of a recovery, if the day can flip back to green, or we're going to continue maybe pushing down today and maybe be a sell-off day. Reminder that Friday is NFP at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and we're going to do a bonus session with you guys Friday morning, starting at 7 a.m. right to 10 a.m., and then we're going to just cancel the Friday post New York. So we're going to do NFP this Friday. Okay. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope everyone's ready. We're going to get started. Thanks everyone for joining. And I'm just going to go over today's day-to-day news. Again, there's always news with Trump and what's going on in Iran. It's kind of like a tug and war over there. So Iran has agreed they will not have a nuclear weapon. So coming from Trump, Iran has agreed they will not have a nuclear weapon. Stock market is doing well. Working on a deal with Iran. Trump said Iran's Ayatollah is involved in negotiations with the U.S. Trump says could have the blockade of Iran lifted by Labor Day. Note, so U.S. Labor Day is September 7. So remember, he said that this would just be a 2-week operation, and now it's turned into maybe a year. So now we're looking at September, Labor Day, for the blockade of Iran to be lifted. So I don't know how this is going for him, but midterm elections are in November as well for him. So we'll see if he has if he's lost his base, or if he still has the American public voting for him. And we have Secretary Bessent over here. He's another bullshitter. We have him talking about inflation is going to be a short-term blip. This has been ongoing for multiple years now, and they just keep saying inflation is only going to last for a week. It's a blip. Oh, we're gonna recover soon. But gas is continuing to go up. Grocery costs are continuing to go up. Your heating your home is going up. Your air conditioning, cooling it for the summer is going up. Your utility bills are going up. Your car insurance is going up. Your home insurance is going up. Your groceries, everything is going up. So inflation is not a short-term blip right now. But this is what they say to they have to say this stuff. What are they going to say? They're going to come out and say, yeah, the next 6 months to the next year is going to be horrible. It's going to be a disaster. We're walking into a recession. Families won't be able to afford anything. It's under their leadership. So they're going to lie. So take what they say with a grain of salt. Okay. If you believe this, maybe you got to go out and just go shopping today and see how expensive things are. And let's just continue with today's news. We had some news coming out of Europe. We had the US ADP non-farm employment change come out this morning. No big change from the forecast. We had the ISM services. So this was the big red folder at 10 a.m. This is what changed up the market right here. So it was green, came up good. If you guys don't know what ISM is, just click on it and it will tell you exactly what it is. Institute for Supply Management. So that's where you get the ISM. It's a level of diffusion index based on surveyed purchasing managers, excluding the manufacturing industry. So actual greater than forecast is good for the US currency. Above 50. So it's kind of like an RSI indicator, like above 50 or below 50. So this one above 50 indicates the industry is expanding. Below indicates contraction. So you can see it came out positive above 50, so it is looking like it is expanding. Okay, so that was the news today. High impact. Treasury Bessent is speaking. Here are his notes right now. Crude oil inventories also came out, and that's today's news. Okay, so just a reminder, the big day is Friday, this non-NFP, the non-farm payroll. So join us on Friday morning, and we'll be doing this call at 7 a.m. starting, maybe even earlier, we'll see, but 7 a.m. is scheduled, okay? Earnings. We've had some earnings in the pre-market, no big names, Medtronic, MiniMed, Macy's. In the after hours, today we have Broadcom, CrowdStrike, and AI. So we have some tech securities over here, and tech has been really hot as of late and leading the market. Maybe today there could be a little bit of a pullback, but I wouldn't call it necessarily market crashing right now, okay? That's our earnings. And in the news right now, so Trump's permanent tariff plans take shape. So you remember when we've been talking about tariffs, how it affects the markets. Now his permanent tariff plans take shape. So the Trump administration announced plans for a 10% tariff on top allies after its setback at the Supreme Court earlier this year. So that's in the news. That will affect the markets. Stocks slip as AI fever meets the US-Iran uncertainty. ADP, the job report we had came out today, finds sustained momentum for labor market. SpaceX seeks $135 a share for $75 billion IPO coming out. What else we got going on? US-Iran exchange strikes, putting fresh strain on the ceasefire. So these guys are negotiating, having a ceasefire, but they're bombing each other every single day. So it's just nonstop. US is bombing them, Israel is bombing Lebanon, and Iran is bombing the Gulf states. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna have a ceasefire anytime soon. That's why they're saying all the way until Labor Day, September. So get ready for maybe a summer of war over here, and be careful when you're trading securities such as crude oil or gold, okay? Bitcoin continuing to push down. It's down 1%. I think it's at 66, 67,000 back down there. So you have your day-to-day news. Some big gainers today. Laser Photonics is up 60%. So you can find these with a scanner. We found these. We're going to release that gainer very, very soon. We're just perfecting it to have the pre-market gainers come out and then a midday recap of these things. So there's always, you're going to find 10, 20 securities on abnormal pre-market trading volume, and maybe you can add them to your watch list. And you can find some companies like this XOS Inc. It's up 175%. It's trading at over $6, so it's up $4 per share. So this thing was trading like at $2 in the pre-market or yesterday, and there's big gainers you can find. Okay, so that's our news. Discord guys, we sent out some signals shorts on US30 this morning. So continue to push down from the previous levels where it came back in. Static level 51,200 holding for the Dow, and continue to make that new lower low, come back in, and then a new lower low, lower high. So you can see it's starting to trend down and push down with that wave. That was US30. Here was one on NASDAQ at 945. And it's a Tetris bar. You got to read your candles, guys. That was a big bullish candle that came up, spiked the liquidity, and got rejected. If you waited for the closure, closed down there, then it opened black, came down. Look at where it came back up. Blue closed right at 50%. If you cut it in half and you know your candlesticks, then it continued to come down black and break down. So that's on the 5 minutes. You can watch that on 1 minute. If you're waiting for the 15 minutes, you got to wait for your 15-minute close. And also commodities, there was a signal and trade set out for gold this morning to sell gold at 4465, and you can see the level held up and continued to push down. That was for approximately 200 pips. And then over here, another one, just this 4455, maybe what we're gonna watch, hit 50 pips, but we can watch that on today's call. 4455. When we do our top-down analysis, we'll keep an eye on it. Guys, if you need trade ideas, trade signals to help out with your education, to help out with your trading, maybe you're busy and you need these to help out notifications, we provide these to the team, and more than happy to help you guys with these, okay? Guys, there's a free Telegram link pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. Here's our YouTube channel. So it gives you all of our upcoming links, so you guys know when we're going live. So subscribe to this so I can drop the one for tomorrow and NFP for you guys. This is Dave with the snipers in the Discord and the Zoom, hitting some trades. So you can see recap. Gold sells during the private New York, got hit at break even on this, but secured 80%. Second trade was NASDAQ short at the open, which hit stop loss for 55 pips. Then we took re-entry and dropped for 100, ending the call positive. So you'll learn with Dave as well, and with the entire team on the Discord as well. So, and then some trade recaps and everything here. Promos, giveaways, we have that SST June 50 plan. Anything off is 50% off on the premium plans, okay? That is pinned at the top of YouTube. Join this, please, guys. It's a free Telegram for you guys. And we'll be doing more with that lately in the next little bit. Guys, this is our website, stocksnipertraining.com. Here is the 50% discount if you are considering joining the team. Use this. Here's your code SST June 50, and you unlock everything we have at SST. This is the premium plan. You get the indicators, the trade signals, trade ideas, all of the education, the Discord, the live Zoom sessions, and much more. Okay, and guys, thank you to everyone that subscribed yesterday. We got that big push the last couple days here, so we do appreciate you guys. We're about 1,500 subs away from 100,000, so we're on a roll right now. So thank you guys so much. We really do appreciate you. So if you can kindly hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you get some value out of the channel, I promise you your subscribe will be worth it. Okay, so let's get into this. We're gonna do gold top down, and I'm going to start off on the daily, bring it down to the hourly, then finally we'll come back down to these 5 minutes, and we'll also maybe take a peek at what NASDAQ is doing as well, okay? So we got a little news, the 11 a.m. kind of midday news on NASDAQ. So let's see the top performers. So you guys know NASDAQ is comprised of 100 securities. The top performers, Marvell Technology is continuing after NVIDIA's CEO said this could be a $1 billion company in the near future. It's about 250 billion, or sorry, 1 trillion. It's about 250 billion right now. So if you think about that, that could be 3-4x from what it's trading at in the near future. He didn't say when, but that's a good upgrade. But that's Marvell Technology is up 6% right now. Western Digital Core 6%. SanDisk Corporation 4%. Fastenal 4%. And Intel Corporation is up 4%. Intel was a good buy on some pullbacks. It retraced back last few days, and then now a nice little bounce today. For every winners, there's going to be losers as well. So there's some negative securities. Datadog is down 8%. Scalar is down 6%. Palo Alto had their earnings. They're down 6%. And that's what's going on. Okay. So let's get into this. Thanks everyone for joining. Welcome everyone on Zoom. I appreciate you guys. Guys, my Zoom camera is having some technical issues. It's not working right now. But I promise you I'm here with you guys. This is not AI. I have the other camera on the YouTube. So I have two cameras. The one for the Zoom is not working right now, okay? Welcome, country cousin Dennis. Thanks for joining, guys. And everyone on YouTube, I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys for joining as well. And if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Let's go. Amazing. Batty joining us for our third day in a row, and we've been inspiring to you. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Join us for 4, 5, 10 days, 20 days, 100 days. We're here with you, okay? So let's get into this, starting on the daily. And again, some of you guys might be in a trade right now. Some of you guys are probably buying, selling, who knows what you guys are doing, but I'm analyzing right now. So give me 10 minutes to analyze the charts before you guys ask, are we buying or selling, okay? First, let's figure out what's going on. So we're still clumped in this consolidation daily zone right here. So if we kind of just box this in, I just want you guys to get an understanding of where we're trading. And these are not 5-minute candles. I'm on the daily chart now. So these are daily candles. So you can see it's just trading sideways, leaning more towards the bear side. But we had sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers. Yesterday was a funny day, and now we're pushing down, okay? So I can do some analysis with this zone. Yes, we know the all-time high is all the way up here at 5,600, and since then it's been pushing down. I don't need to analyze this on today's call because I believe it's going to be a waste of time because I don't think gold is coming to the all-time high today, but you guys know how to do that because if you follow us on a daily basis, I do that on every single call. But right now, I just want to get right into it. So right here, you can see there's a point of interest. Exactly where I place my yellow line, there's just body, 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 and a few impulse moves. So what I like to do right by that point of interest, a little bit above, a little bit below, maybe match it up with those bodies, make it a red zone. So it's showing me that there is sellers still at this area. So you see when it came up, it went back down. Then it came back up again, lower high right there. So you can see there's a point of interest at those bodies right there. And it continued to push down, and this is where we're trading at. So I have another point of interest of resistance right here. You can see that there's a body, a body, a body, and a body, and similar stuff. There's a zone here with wicks. And you can see that we are diverging away from it. Right now, today we have a lower high. Yesterday was a lower high. Over here for last Friday, lower high. Over in this cluster over here, trading in mid-May, lower high. Trading over here in mid-April, lower high. Still coming down, pushing down. So you can see there is still a trend coming down. However, we are still bullish coming up from this rally to the all-time high and this big rejection wick right here. Excuse me. I have a sore throat. I'm drinking some honey, lemon, ginger tea. So just excuse me while I have some here. I have a really sore throat and I don't want to lose my voice for NFP. Okay, so what I can do is another red zone, like right here, just to illustrate to you guys, right there to the bodies. Maybe if you want to come up to that wick, that's selling pressure. And you see this, guys, see how I'm stretching it into the future. Make sure you learn how to stretch your zones into the future because these are static. If the volume ever comes back up here, it could come right back in there and get rejected, right? So what I do is I place alerts at these points of interest or somewhere at your zone, okay? And I know another thing, that if it breaks above and closes above blue, it could retrace right back down to the zone, but the zone could now be pending buyers waiting to buy the confirmed retest. And then I could go in and buy and take it back up to that point of interest, maybe back up to that zone, okay? And then I just trade from like point of interest to the next point of interest or from one zone to the next zone on all time frames. So I'm just breaking it down on the daily. I'll do the same thing for the hourly. I do the same thing for the 5 minutes. I could do the same thing for the 1 minutes, okay? So now we've done a lot of resistance and offers above us. Now let's just figure out where we're finding some good support on gold on the daily. Right here. See, when it came down, it stopped, it pivoted right back up, and we also retested it right there last Thursday, and it held up again. So we can now find a green box, a zone right by this yellow line. Look back, look at the structure right there. You see over here where it was tested the all-time high previous. That was gold's previous all-time high in October 2025. Remember when we got up to almost 4,400 and then it pushed down. So there's a red zone. If I was doing what I was doing, stretching it into the future, now I can see a blue candle on December 22, right near Christmas time, close above. So that's when I would make my zone green, continue stretching it into the future, and then you see when it pulls back in there, consolidates, continue double bottom, and then take us to the all-time high. Now with that same zone, stretch it into the future. Then we can see this was going to be a Black Monday. But as it was coming down, Donald Trump, this is when he changed his mind and said, everything is A-OK. Those were his exact words. Everything is A-OK in Iran and the Strait of Hormuz. And then the market reacted. Gold reacted and went back up. He kind of saved gold from collapsing because if it closed below there, then we would have been trading possibly back down to, there's another point of interest right there. That's where it made a double bottom. Look at the number, 39.30, 39.50, around there, okay? And stretching this into the future, now I can see last Thursday, we tapped right into that green zone and there was the rejection. So see how I'm stretching into the future? Because we may revisit this today, tomorrow, maybe NFP, maybe this week gold is closing below this green zone. Maybe we're bouncing off of it again and we're trading back up here. But you now see how we have now two daily zones. Here's our daily offer, supply, resistance, seller zone, whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to put every single word I can think of for what you guys could call this zone. A block, an order block, a red block, whatever you want to call it. That's Mickey Mouse block, call it whatever you guys want. And I want you guys to understand that there's a green block right here. Now we're just trading inside here. Black, blue, black, blue, black, blue, black. Okay. Now, is there some points of interest we can maybe figure out off of these daily candles? Is there any pivots? Right here, there was a pivot. It came down and stopped right there and then went back up. There's a black candle that did close below that yellow line. And then as soon as it opened, it was black, black, black. Sellers did their job. They advanced it past that wick, but we came into the green zone where the buyers were, and they rejected it all the way back up and closed the candle back blue. And the next day we had the momentum to come all the way back up right up there. The buyers were in charge, but they came into the red zone, and then the sellers were waiting there to push it right back down. They rejected it, and then this is how we opened up on Monday right there. Yesterday we were trading. It was a little bit bearish, and then it came back up blue, 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 and then it got rejected, and then it closed as a indecision spin top. And let's now follow this. Let's follow now. I'm just moving this line to the close of yesterday, to the open of today, 44.90. It was initially bullish just briefly. You can tell there's an upper wick. So that's my high of the day, right? Purple line is 44.97, right below 4,500, that psychological number. Is it lower than yesterday? Yes. Did the buyers do their job to continue to fill that wick? No. Did they get rejected? Yes. Did it come back down to the opening balance? Yes. Did the sellers now flip the candle? Yes, they did. And did they fill yesterday's volume, their wick? Yes. Did they fill Monday? Yes. So we have a new weekly low now. It's all the way down to here. Here's so far the low of the day, 44.25, psychological number. And it's bouncing back up right now, okay? But the buyers are going against this big daily black candle. So it's not easy to flip this to get it all the way back up to the opening balance, flip it blue, then we got a small wick, then we got to drive up that big mountain of yesterday's rejection. So it could be just a little brief pullback, like a dead cat bounce or just a sympathy rally, and then selling pressure will continue to come down today, okay? And then this is another kind of point of interest. You see right here, these bodies right here, body and a body, I make it yellow because if we do come back up to here, the yellow line, maybe it might act as some resistance to continue to push down. If we get some volume on any time frame, hourly, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, closing above here, and we make this yellow line support, then we might continue to drive up this black candle, okay? Does that make sense, guys? So it is, if you ask me, it's bearish, right? Like coming off of mid-May, pushing down lower lows. It came back up into there. It pushed down lower high, and we got some lower lows. But we're not completely bearish because we still have this rejection wick higher low, okay? So now what I'm going to do is break this daily candle down into hourly increments. I want to see when it got rejected. Where's the majority of the volume? Where did all this black volume come from? What time was it? So this is the hourly, right? This is the hourly coming all the way up. I can see the day what hour it was exactly when we came to that red zone. It was Friday, 11 a.m. And then we had the big drop. There's a big bear structural candle Monday at 9 a.m. Recognize these times like 8 and 9 a.m. Maybe you might see something at London, 3 a.m. Maybe when the futures market opens up at 8 p.m. That's when you might see some bigger body candles, and they repeat over and over and over, okay? And then we kind of had like a little double top up here, continue to drop, and hourly candles were consolidating right there going into the futures yesterday. Black, blue, black, blue, black, close below, continue push down. And then here's London right over here. So London continued to sell gold, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. pre-New York. We started to come back up. Here's 7 a.m. Here's Comex at 8:20. ADP news right here. And then 9 a.m. and then 10 a.m. we had the manufacturing news right over here. And now you see the hourly are still barcoding black, blue, black, but hourly is still trending down. Like if you draw a trend line, right? I'm going to make it white to illustrate anything I do on the hourly is white lines for points of interest. That's a trend line continuing to push down, right? So we are descending, making lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and maybe a new lower low, okay? But there's a big rejection that made the lowest point of the day at 9 a.m. and it came right back up. So are we going to continue to fill this wick and maybe make a new low? So anything below the purple to the yellow line, right? Remember, the purple is the lowest point of the day. The yellow line is the next daily point of interest right by our green zone. So let's look at the last time the hourly candles were trading in between this purple and this yellow line. You see, I have nothing. I'm going backwards. This is where you got to do your top-down analysis and look, there it is. So there was the big drop Wednesday. At what time? That's 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11. There's midnight. Then I can see when it came up. 2 a.m. There's London, 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's COMEX. And then news. Big news on Thursday and continue come up. So you see, there's a little gap that has not been transacted right here. See that wick and that wick right there? See that part of that big blue structural candle? There hasn't been any interaction. Look, guys, watch what I'm doing here. You see that first pullback right there, that wick, 4418, made a higher low and took off. See this chunk of this blue candle has not been transacted. So what I'm doing is, look, I'm stretching it into the future. See what I'm doing? So if we come down on the hourly, right, and it makes a new low of the day, it could come in there and that could trigger where there's buyers waiting in there and take it back up. If we close below that, we invert with that and we're trading back down here. But that's a hidden block in the market that we have to be aware of. So what I like to do there is watch what I'm doing now. This is where we're learning. So we found like a hidden block in the market that has not been transacted. It's right below our daily low, so it could have some protection to protect this uptrend that came in. And what I like to do is add an alert. I place a white line. Anything I do on hourly, I told you, is white. So I can place it right at the top if you like to get alerted right away when it taps in there, because it could just come down like a wick and go up. Or you can place it right psychologically right in the middle or at the bottom, wherever you want, okay? I prefer placing it right in the middle. That's just me, how I do it. But you're welcome to do it anywhere you want. The best would be ideally right at the top so you can get an alert right away at the top. So if I do that, let's do it right up there. We can leave it right there. We'll get an alert if it comes in there. And then we can monitor rate 50% inside of it. Okay, so did you guys see how I figured that out, how I found it to see that? And then if we start trading, if gold continues to trade below here and we come in this green zone, when was the last time the hourly candles traded in there? Go backwards, look. See, I don't see anything. Holy, it's been a long, there it is. You see, there was the first drop, it came in there and look at where it dropped. Right at 50%. Watch, guys. How do I know this? Grab your Fibonacci tool and measure the green zone. Remember, the green zone was a specific size on the daily, and look at that. See what I did? Look at the 0.5. Look at the number. Okay, guys, this is where Ron gets a little carried away, because everything I've been teaching for the past 6 years on YouTube and everything I've been doing all of my life for the last 20 years is this reason right here, okay? I know I'm kind of back testing, but I'm showing you how to do this and do this in the future, because we're trading the futures. We're trying to predict with high probabilities the future outcomes of trades. Look at what I did. You guys know. Now let's just walk backwards with me. We got the green zone. How? You guys should know, right? Everyone on Zoom, I don't need to explain this to you. You should know how I got this green zone, right? Maybe you guys on YouTube are a little confused, but the green zone was a specific size from a specific day. Remember when we did our top down? Now, I always tell you 50%, how I just told you, place an alert on that white line on the hourly. Look at here. This was the last time we traded in here, Thursday, March 26, look at the time, 3 p.m. close, and then 4 p.m. Look at how it came. Look at the wick where it is. It is right at 0.5, 50%, right there. And look at the number, 4,350 and 50 cents. It does not get any more technical than this. I'm sorry. I don't know if there's another trader that can explain this to you the way how I explain it, but I don't get complicated with telling you the institutional names for this stuff, of what type of order flow is going on here. I give it to you guys real simple, real easy, and just do what I do, okay? If you want to learn more advanced why it does this, then we'll teach you order flow, okay? But when you know this, that's all you need to know, okay? So if it ever comes back into there, add an alert at that white line. See why I know how to do it at 50%? And that's why I did it with this one right over here with that hidden block, and why I said I prefer putting it at 50% right there. So you see how I have now, I'm ready if it comes in here, and I can wait. I can wait tomorrow, I can wait next week, I can wait all day, because if I trade there or here, I could be looking for a higher probable successful trade. And if the volume closes, like if it comes down here, it gives me an alert and doesn't bounce and closes below, then this is resistance. Then it could come down. And if it closes black below, that entire green zone turns to a red zone. And then you can see we could be trending in a downtrend, right? Does that make sense? Everyone on Zoom, let me know. Does that make sense? How we found that, okay? And then we do it into the future, okay? So now on the hourly, what's going on? We got an hourly sort of double bottom here, where it came down right there, pivot, came back up. There's our neckline, and then it came back down. And where it was coming back, like it tried to come back up the previous hour, it didn't advance. So we could be continuing to come down, or we could be consolidating right around here, okay? So what I like to do is, again, a white line, I'm seeing hourly support right here. Like there's a body there, a wick and a wick there. So if we get black volume closing below here, might be our first black hourly candle that could continue to drive down that wick and take out the lowest point of the day. However, this is where a lot of buyers could be trying to bring it back up. But if we buy, we're counter trading. If we sell, we're selling with the trend, okay? Now let's go on the 5 minutes and see what's going on, okay? This is the 5 minutes. Here was the big drop, 9:15, 9:20. Here's Wall Street, 9:30. The big drop was 9:40. Big black candle, just drop. And then it got picked. That's what created the lowest point of the day. And then it came right back up, a V-shaped recovery real quick. So if you sold that candle, right? You know, some of us always sell and we want more and we want more and we want more. That's a 220 pip candle. And if you don't do anything in 10 and 15 minutes, your 220 pips is gone. You see how quickly it comes and it goes, right? So that's why you can't get greedy when you're trading, right? The markets are very unpredictable. They can drop 500 pips and then 10 minutes later, they could have a V-shaped recovery and come right back up, right? So please, guys, proper risk management when you're trading. If you get in a big trade of 100, 200, 300 pips, take your stop loss, go to break even and scale out some profit. So you can put some money in your pocket to prevent this from happening. Okay, so now the 5 minute candles came up right up to here. It's still below our hourly trend line. Even the 5 minute candles, they've got a little bit of resistance. So when I'm drawing like a red zone, this is now representing the 5 minute resistance right here. The 5 minute candles came up, back down. They came up in there, back down. They came in here again, multiple wicks, and then the big drop. So if the 5 minute candles come back again in here, well, they could come up, break that trend line, come right in that, and then drop right back down. Or could close above, and then we use that as support to get us back up there. But you see how even the 5 minute zone, I stretch into the future. I can see right now, trading from 6 a.m., they got rejected. Trading at 7:30, they got rejected. Trading at 9 a.m., they got rejected, right? And then now there's a lower high pushing down, okay? So we're at that hourly white line now. This is where there was hourly support. You see right there, the 5 minute candles bounced off. There was a little fake out, continued to go up. There's where it really broke, but came right back up, and look, it closed above and retested it. So we're technically kind of going to see now, can this hold support, or are we going to continue to drop? And on the 5 minutes, there was one bottom. Let's say the neckline is right there. If we do come down right there again to the lowest point of the day, it could be a double bottom, right? It could just bounce and come right back up. However, there could be that liquidity grab right in there, right to that hourly point of control right there. So that's what we got to watch for, okay? Now, add some indicators, okay, on your chart. I have this daily yellow line, like inside everything here. But this one holds the most weight. Remember, this is just the lowest point of the day. This is just an hourly point of interest. This is the hourly trend line, this white trend coming down. This is a daily point of interest, okay? So this is the one that holds the most weight out of all of these lines. So if the buyers come back up blue and close it above there, that could be the support needed to break through there and have a breakout. However, if it stays below there, it could still be bearish, like this fake out right here, right there, and push it down, okay? So we can watch this, add some indicators if you like. I'm putting a 9 EMA. The 9 EMA is this green line. We are currently below it, so that's bearish short term. A 9 EMA is basically the last 9 bars. What are they doing? It paints after a candle prints, so it is a lagging indicator, but it's nice to have for confluence. Like if you're looking to buy, you don't see any blue candles closing above it. That might make you hesitant to look for a buy and maybe just continue selling, okay? We have a higher time frame one, the 200 EMA. This is telling me the last 200 bars now. So you can see that we are still below the 200. We touched it right there Tuesday night and got rejected. We came back up to it right there, but we have a daily point of interest, hourly trend line, continue pushing down, and we tried to come up to it today. Weren't successful, and again we're below it. So we're below the 9 and below the 200. That is suggesting we're still bearish. However, now we're at an interesting area on gold. We're at the lowest point of the day where we could see some buyers stepping in to prevent it from breaking down, okay? And then the final indicator that I like to add is the SST daily bar indicator. And if you sign with the premium plan, you guys get this. We get this question asked a lot. Where can I get this? This is proprietary to SST. We developed this and it's available to our members who sign up, okay? And you can change this on any time frame. You can put it on the daily, 4-hour, 2-hour, hourly, 30-minute, 15-minute, whatever. Sometimes when I'm scalping the 1 minutes, I have this bar on the 5-minute or the 15-minute, right? So it's just giving me where I don't have to flip-flop the charts or look at different monitors. It's real clean. It's showing me what the hourly volume is doing. So if I look to buy right now, I'm buying against the bearish hourly candle, and the time is 11:36. So I know that this hourly candle is going to close in about 24 minutes. Okay, so we can change this to whatever time frame. What time frame would you guys like me? You guys decide. I can put it on the hourly, the 15-minute, anything above the 5-minute. Okay, because we are on the 5-minute. So anything above. What would you guys like? Sergio, the 15? Absolutely, bro. Okay, so the way how to do it, I come to my indicator, go to settings, scroll up right there. So see where you can select whatever time frame you want. I can put it on a 12 months. I can put it on the last 12 months and see what gold is doing. 6 months, 3 months, 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, 4-hour, 3-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour, 45-minute, 30-minute, 15-minute, 10-minute, 5-minute, 3-minute, 2-minute, 1 minute, 45 seconds, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, 10 seconds. Then you get in the ticks. Okay, so 15 minutes, let's okay it, and there it is. So this is now showing me how the 15-minute candle's trading, and I know it's 11:37, so I know that a new 15-minute candle is going to open in approximately 8 minutes. Okay, and we are continuing to push down. The volume closed below our hourly point of interest. It came up blue, 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 and look at how it's using the white line, the hourly, as the resistance now to continue to push through. But we got some big body candles right over here, okay? So this is what we're going to watch. Guys, there's a free Telegram pinned at the top of YouTube for you guys. There's 500 viewers. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. Hit the likes if you can. If you understood that, I took a little bit more time today with that gold analysis because we're getting more viewers on the calls, and I just want to keep everyone focused where we're all on the same page. It makes for such a better stream, and that's why the last 2 days we've been having successful trades where I'm not getting flustered. I'm staying focused. You guys are staying focused. Let's let the trades come to us. Yes, we don't need to continue to ask, am I buying or selling? I love to trade live. You guys know that, but we got to pick our points properly. That's how we'll get successful trades. If we just rush a trade, we're probably going to enter drawdown and potentially get stopped out, okay? I don't do this for likes or subscribes just by doing some live trading and getting, just go in and just, because we're live trading. I like to provide the psychology of why I'm looking to go in a buy or sell. I like to break it down while I'm in the trade with you, whether I'm in profit, whether I'm in drawdown. If I get stopped out, I tell you guys where I place my stop loss. I'll tell you guys what I'm doing. So you guys will basically go through a trade with me. But Please use proper risk management. That stuff I cannot change. I can't come to your house right now and tell you what lot size you should be using. We should all be on the same page. It should be universal. If you ask me, what do? I trade with 1% of my capital or my account each day. Whether it's a prop firm, whether it's my own money, 1%. If I have $1,000, I'm using 1% of that $1,000. If I have $10,000, I'm using 1% of that. If I have 100,000, I'm using 1% of that. If I have $20 million, I'm using 1% of that. If I have $1 trillion, I'm using 1% of that. Okay, and that's my total loss for the day. If I lose that 1%, I'm done trading. That's it. I'm done. There's no revenge trading. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm shutting the computer down. I'm learning why I lost that 1% so I can come back stronger. But another thing is, I see that some of you guys are using that 1% and you're allocating it all on one trade. That's not what I do. I trade more than one trade per day. So I allocate at least 3-4 trades a day. So you can see I break down that 1%. For example, if I take 4 trades a day, then each percentage will be 0.25, a 1/4% on, if I take a trade right now and I put 1/4%, it's a 1/4%. And sometimes I get stopped out. Okay, and sometimes you're going to get stopped out, but I want you guys to understand, if you lose that 1/4%, it's a 1/4% from your 1% that you were okay with, and you can still stay focused. You don't need to get emotionally attached to the trade. You don't need to get upset. You don't need to get frustrated. You can learn from it real quickly and come back stronger. And if I lose a 1/4%, I have now 0.75% left to look for a nice high probable setup to get my 1/4% back. And then maybe we can take most traders can take a drawdown day and come back to be a break-even day and recover. That's a recovery day. Sometimes you're going to trade in the red. You start off slow, you take some bad entries, and then the rest of the day is you gotta work hard. You're clocking in now at work to get a break-even day. And sometimes that happens when we're trading, okay? And guys, please, if you can, subscribe to the channel. We really do appreciate it. Let's try and get this to 98,500, 23 more subs to go. And while gold is just continuing to move here, I'm going to do NASDAQ real quick. So NASDAQ, I'm not going to sit and explain everything like I did with gold. I'm going to go faster. So see how I do this? Daily. Wow. Okay. So daily is on a tear. It's on a parabolic run. This is crazy. All-time highs on NASDAQ. Tech, AI is just unstoppable. For anyone trying to short this, your account, I'm sorry to tell you, is getting destroyed, okay? And you're not the only one. Most hedge funds that are trying to short tech and AI and say it's a bubble, they've been saying this for the past 2 years, and the only bubble is their accounts getting blown up. Okay, so you see right there was the previous all-time high. There's a zone it came in. Now we closed above. So real easy, clear green zone. Place an alert in here, guys. I'll give you a signal. You guys want a signal? Today's day here's today's signal for the day. Draw a yellow line in 50% of that green zone. 26,130, 140, 150. Place an alert in there. Okay, this is not financial advice, but you guys want a trade signal? Here it is. Today's trade signal right there. If NASDAQ ever comes back down in here, you might look to buy that. Okay. Why? Because very simply, it was the all-time high resistance double top. We closed above it and we have not retested this since then. So believe it or not, there's patient investors still waiting, watching this run go, and they don't have phone. They're saying, I never want to buy the high. And believe it or not, they are waiting in there. Okay. This is like Warren Buffett. He's waiting. He's waiting with all his cash to buy that pullback. Okay, but we're nowhere near that. So now, like, next obvious pivot was right there. Okay, do we have a pivot right there? Yes. So you see what I'm doing? I'm just marking out the obvious pivot points right there. Resistance, support, back through. We're at the all-time high. Okay, do I need to look at my RSI indicator to tell me we're overbought? No. And it's showing me also bearish divergence. But if I was selling just on that indicator alone, bearish divergence, my account would be slaughtered right now, okay? So it's continuing to move up, higher highs, higher lows. We're trending up. You can draw a trend line from from this bump and run if you want. Okay, you can draw a trend line from there. And have we broke below it? Have we closed below it? No, we're just touching it, just touching it. Now we're trading at the all-time high. Okay, today's wick, today's highest point, today's high is the all-time high, 30,770. Remember what I told you, price discovery, if we continue to go, hourly, not hourly, 100 pip increments. So next one would be 800, then 900, and then your big one would be 31,000. Are we going to tap 31,000? Okay. Now I can just base off of yesterday's volume. It opened. It was bearish. Remember, it was black, black, black. It was coming down here. And if buyers bought that dip, brought it right back to the opening balance, buyers did their job. They brought it up the Monday's wick. We created a new weekly high and a new all-time high, and we closed right there. There's my closing balance and opening balance. When we opened today, it was bullish, 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 all-time high, and then we got rejected. We came all the way back down. Sellers did their job, but right there's our lowest point, and it's still a higher low, and buyers are still coming in and buying it right back up, okay? But we have a black body now, okay? Where we're gonna flip this candle, or is it gonna come down black? Maybe tomorrow we break the trend line and have a selling day continuing on NASDAQ, or just gonna consolidate here and we're going for a new all-time high, okay? So this is what we got going on right now on NASDAQ. If we continue to come down to lowest point day, then what next suggested is we have to continue to do our job and fill Tuesday's wick. So then just mark it with a point of interest right there. Look at the number, 30,275. Okay, now let's break this daily candle down in the hourly. Where did the selling pressure come from? It came right here. See how it was slowly moving up? Then it started 8 a.m. Look at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. bullish, 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 all-time high, took out the liquidity and came down, filled that wick, dropped it all the way down. There's our lowest point of the day, came back up. Then it was blue, 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 right? Almost to that opening balance right there, to the daily. See the body, and then pushed it down. 30,705 came down. Now hourly, we just opened. So hourly right there. White line. Okay, and we opened. It was bullish. Did it hourly buyers do their job on NASDAQ today? Blue, blue, blue. Did it fill that wick? No. So they didn't. They failed. Then a lower high came in. The sellers offered. And then we got a black candle coming down. But we haven't closed. So here's our hourly point of interest right here. This is where we're now barcoding. Black, blue, and black. So if we can close black below here, it's got a high probability this afternoon we might continue selling, take out the lowest point of the day, and then we drop. Purple to the yellow, there's your hourly right there. See it? That big candle right there, Tuesday 9 a.m. was black, 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 and came right back up. So that's the hourly wick we got to continue to fill if we break today's low, 30,387. Okay, so right now, see the type of volume. We got big volume last 3 hours. On the 5 minutes, this is NASDAQ. Look at the fake out of Wall Street right there. 930, blue, 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 swept all the liquidity up there, all-time high. Then it came down bearish. If you waited, that's what I'm saying, wait for candle bodies to close. Okay, it closed right near the low and it opened black. It continued, ignited right down to there, came up and closed. And then there's your Tetris piece. It didn't advance out. It came back down, black, 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 continued push down. We came up. Now you see where my 5-minute red box is? It's right there. Remember when I say it takes 2 or 3 bars to locate a Tetris piece or barcoding? There it is. There's how if you located that and you got in the habit of stretching it into the future, you would see when it came right back in there, it continued to push down. No candles are closing above. So you can see it's a lower high from the all-time high and sellers are pushing it down. And now at the lowest point of the day, we got it right there. You know when I say this is now when I'm doing it, it's not here. It's not like done or this guy is saying, or someone says to me, oh, he's just back testing. No, you see right there, it came down, back up, came down, lowest point of the day. So that's where I start my green box. And now I'm stretching it into the future to see if there's going to be a double bottom there or a liquidity grab at that hourly white line. And then now this is where I go backwards. Now I don't know what's over here, but if I take this zone and I go backwards, let's see. Did it bounce ever back down here? Or yes, there it is. You see right there. See when it came down, briefly closed below, came back up, then it closed below. Look at where it came down to, the white line, and then came right back up. So maybe we'll see a similar situation today if it continues push down. However, if it bounces, we got a higher low and continue to build up. Maybe if we build it back up and we close above here, then we could break out back and get a new all-time high if it recovers today, okay? So that's NASDAQ, adding your indicators. We're below the 9 EMA, we're below the 200 EMA, and then if we add the 15-minute daily bar, it's on the 1 hour. Again, I got to switch this, go to settings, 15-minute for Sergio right there. There it is. So there's my, see, the 15-minute candle is blue and the hourly candle is black. So it's completely different time frame, different context, okay? And now we're getting a little support right here on the 5 minutes. And I'll get back to gold in just 1 second, okay? So we've got NASDAQ done and gold is trying to come right back up, okay? Let's see if we got any updates over here. 4455, that's what I was looking for. 4455. So if we sell, we can continue selling at this yellow line. We will entertain a sell. 4455, right up there, okay? That's where we have that sell signal. So you know what I say, it's static. We can wait for maybe see if the blue volume will come back in there and maybe we sell it back down, okay? So I'm going to add an alert at that yellow line, 4455, like right around there. Okay. How's everybody doing? Welcome, guys. Amir, welcome. Watching this price. The price has rejected 15-minute golden fib zone targeting 4410. 4410 you're targeting? There, look, Amir, 4410. 4411 is 50% of that green zone down there. Exactly. Right? Good analysis, Amir. I love it. And I like that chart. Bobby, welcome. Great to have you here. Phantom, link, okay. Of gold, okay. So watch, because sometimes I screw this up. Right beside my name. What did we do? We copied a link last time and tell me if that's the one. Gold and NASDAQ. Okay, and NASDAQ, same thing. My name right beside it. Copy link. Hopefully that works. I don't know. Sometimes my daughter plays with my trading view. She comes on and she puts all the emojis all over it, and sometimes she screws around with everything here. Okay, so it got rejected. Okay, so it came up there, got rejected. Let's wait for this bar to close, and we're heading into noon in about 7-8 minutes. Okay, so let's all just take a look at spreads. Make sure if we're going to trade, you have the appropriate lot size. Make sure if we're going to take some trades, you have your own risk. Remember, my risk is different than your risk. Your risk is different from someone else's risk. Okay. There's going to be someone that obviously blows up an account today. That's the nature of trading. We're trying to get to those people to stop blowing up accounts. You know, I don't know how a person blows up an account. Like it still boggles my mind. But I think a lot of those guys are doing prop firms. They're buying one and they're trying to beat it in one day. And if they blow it up, they really don't give a shit. But if you had $5,000 or $10,000 of your real hard-earned money that you got to go to work for and deposit and take it out of your bank, and you were to blow that all in one day, that's where you got to really shake your head. I know a lot of you guys, when you say I blew up an account, you blew up a prop firm account. You go buy one for $50, you try and beat it in one trade, and then you say you blew it up. But I hope no one is blowing up their own money. If you're doing that, you really need to really stop trading and learn risk management. Because all you're going to do is just continue giving your money to the markets, right? You're not going to do anything good. Nothing positive is coming out of it. And then all you're going to do is just keep complaining. I keep losing my money. I keep losing my money. And then there's other traders that are not losing their money. There's other traders that are not blowing up their accounts. What are they doing differently than what you're doing, right? Salem, you blow accounts. That's why you're on our channel. Well, if you're on our channel, you'll be learning that we don't blow accounts here. We keep telling every single day to use proper risk management. If you tune in on our call every day and you're still blowing up accounts, then it's you're the problem. Like, you got to stop this, okay? Remember, if you lose 1%, you haven't blown an account. You still have 99% available still in that account to get that 1% back. Like, if I was to lose 1% per day, it would take me 3 months to lose all my money. If I was to lose 1% every single day, which hopefully, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. Because then you won't see Ron here for a long time. Guys, hit the likes, subscribe. Let's get up to 500, and then I'll do the NFP. We have 8 more subs to go. Come on. Okay, now gold is building back up. And even if it builds back up, you know, like, if I was to take a buy and it comes up to where we're looking for a sell, I can do something, right? Let's say it comes up, closes. Let's say, for example, I go in a buy and it's coming right up there where we're looking for a sell. Then when it gets up there, I close my trade, because then it could come right back down. Or I take out 80% and then I leave the rest running and see what happens up there. But that's a massive zone. Like, if it was to go from here and fill up to there, that's 120 pips, right? So you got to know, if we go also in a buy where we're looking for a sell, we could buy it up until it gets up there. Then we got to respect that. What are your guys' analysis on gold? Do you guys think, okay, where we're trading at right now, okay, I'm not saying where you guys think it's going to move in the next 6 months. I'm saying right now on our call, in the next hour, do you guys think we're going to continue to move down? That's option 1, bearish. Or you guys think maybe option 2, we come up there? There's only 2 options, okay? Option 1, going down. Option 2, going up. What do we think? This is option 1. And then option 2. And let's see who's going to be right and wrong on this call. And test yourself as well, okay? Okay, I'm going to read out like what I see. I see option 2. Option 2 is going up. Option 1 down. I see a lot of option 1 downs. I see a lot of option 1 downs. That's on YouTube. What are we saying in Zoom? No trades here, Rob. I like that. We're in no man's land. Yeah, Rob, in the middle of nowhere. Mike, bearish. Sergio, continue going down. Karina, going down. Okay, so if that's what we're going to go with, right now, let's see what's going on at the hourly white line. There is some sort of, rejections or resistance here. Okay, so for the buyers, they need to close above the hourly. They got to close above the 5 minutes. They got to close above the 9 EMA. Right now, they're struggling there. Okay, so we could definitely maybe continue to push down. NASDAQ. What are we saying for NASDAQ as well? Let's do the same thing for NASDAQ. Okay, so we'll do options, okay? So if we think NASDAQ will maybe come back up to here, we'll call this option 1, going up for NASDAQ. And if we continue to go down to the lowest point of the day for NASDAQ, we're going to say option 2. And then the third final option is we could just be consolidating. What happened with my option there? NASDAQ's double bullish. Okay. Yeah, I just don't like the way how the volume is trading right now. Okay, just came down, barcoding in here. We can consolidate these bodies right here. And guys, don't forget, okay? Tomorrow's Thursday. Just a reminder, we have NFP on Friday, and the day before NFP, markets can be very choppy coming out of Europe and starting at like 3, 4, 5 a.m. coming into New York and be sideways. Okay, so limit your trading tomorrow if you guys can, because it could be a really difficult day to trade the day before NFP. If you've had a good week, don't go blowing it all tomorrow or on NFP. This is where you gotta learn to control your money and save some. Let's tread careful through Thursday. We'll do live NFP, and then maybe next week we're gonna have brand new volume. We're wrapping up like the first week of June and could start new, fresh, nice volume, and we can start again doing really well. Okay, just don't do anything silly tomorrow. But we know that there's gonna be traders that blow up their accounts on NFP. Okay, and we're at noon now. Okay, so it's 12 p.m. Eastern, new hourly candle. Okay, so it came in there again, getting rejected down. I'm going to wait for this 5-minute candle to close, regardless of what it does, okay? Because sometimes these first 5-minute candles of a new hourly candle can be very tricky. They can come down, get a wick, go back up, and just... So I'm going to wait for a closure of this candle. But you guys are right so far with the bearish. Okay, so it came up, didn't do much, coming back down. Yeah, NASDAQ is pushing down as well. Okay. So this is where maybe we might find some type of support in here. Okay, found some support earlier right over there. So let's see if there will be some support here at this daily, hourly, around 30,525. See if we can find some support there. When is Dave live? Dave is live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays over here on the schedule. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, New York time, starts 8 a.m. Eastern. So for COMEX and Wall Street. And Dave may be soon coming to YouTube, at YouTube near you. He might be coming as well. So guys, if you want to see Dave on YouTube, if we get this up, and I'll talk to him, if we get this up to 100,000 subs, maybe for that party, we'll have Dave come on here, and maybe both of us will be on here. We'll get 2 cameras on the OBS, and both of us will be on here. And you can learn a little bit with Big Dave too. Some of you guys have no idea who he is because he hasn't been on YouTube for about 4 years now. He's been private, in the private room. Okay, so that candle was black, came down, picked up higher low, coming back up inside here as well. So that's why I said I was going to wait 5 minutes for this candle, regardless. Even if it was a big black candle dropping through, you know, you got to be careful in the first 5 minutes of a new hourly candle. NASDAQ as well. You see too much indecision. There's wicks on the top, wicks on the bottom, too much indecision. This is not a good trading situation we're in. We're in this tough range. Just like Rob said it, we're in no man's land right here. So if you're getting frustrated here, you shouldn't be even taking a trade in here right now. We should be waiting for more confirmations. This is like where you speculate, feeler trades. If you want to go in a buy or sell, maybe trade very small. So if you get stopped out, it's nothing going to really hurt your account or anything like that. You can easily close it and regroup. Okay, so you see now how the 5-minute candle has flipped bullish. Okay, so we're right back at that hourly white line. So it's still inside here. So it could turn back up and be bullish right now, okay? So this could be an impulse, right? We saw that yesterday where we waited. It was an impulse move and then it came down and we took the sell and we were successful on it. So if you want to go in on an impulse, yes, it could break out, but it could also get rejected, okay? So the best medicine for something like this is you got to wait for it to close. That's it. There's no other explanation. Otherwise, if you want to go on an impulse, just go down from a 5-minute, go to the 1-minute and watch. Maybe you'll get a 1-minute bar that closes above. Maybe your next 1-minute bar will retest, and that could be your impulse trade. But if we're sticking with the 5s, we still have 4 more minutes to go. And NASDAQ is right back in that consolidated box again. Okay, it could be building to maybe push up a little bit. Guys, thank you. We have almost 700 viewers on YouTube. I think the most we've had in a while was like 800. I would love to see 1,000 viewers on YouTube. And I know we're trading at a really shitty time. So hopefully maybe for NFP, we can get 1,000 viewers. And the way how we got right back into this YouTube algorithm is with you guys liking and subscribing and commenting. And we appreciate you guys. So thank you guys so much. If you guys can continue that, then it gives me more and more motivation to continue to do this daily and get Dave on here as well. Okay, look at that now. Now we have a different context. Now the candle came back up blue and now it's coming back down black. So is it going to officially close black? This is where sometimes you may want to take an impulse sell coming down now. You saw it open, come back up blue, 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 then it came down. But if you go in an impulse sell, it could get a wick and come right back up, okay? So it goes for both sides. So regardless if we're waiting for it to close, we're waiting for it to close. Let me just get rid of these things so we can watch this. Oh my God, Sergio, really? See, that's why, guys, I can't trade with prop firms in those silly rules. Your 3 funded accounts got disabled. It wasn't because you over leveraged, over trade, or liquidation. They said it triggered a counter position rule as I was trying to secure partials on a long position that I was in. Copy traded accounts, and I didn't realize there was a pending sell limit on the accounts, so it was in violation, and I just lost them all. Still have 2 funded, 100K through another, but damn, that sucks, man. That's why I don't like trading with a prop firm, is because these restrictions. And then when they can tell you, nope, they're not doing, they can just, it happened to me where I was supposed to get paid out $20,000 from a prop firm, and I didn't see $1 of that. So that's when I kind of got turned off from these. That's why I trade my own money with a book broker where I can do my own trading, my own rules, my own everything. But I'm very, very sorry to hear that, Sergio, because I know you've been doing so well with your trading, but don't get discouraged. Okay. It's not you. It's their shitty rules. Awesome. Wayfair music. I like that, man. Thank you. Hopefully it inspires more. He just said, our live trading session is doing more than just sharing charts. It is helping someone stay motivated, learn, and believe in their journey. Keep showing up and keep teaching and keep spreading positive energy. Thank you, bro. I believe in positive energy. I believe in like a good vibe with you guys as well. Then you see I have a good vibe and we have good calls. And then we get guys like Atashi who just doesn't stop spamming 100 times. Bro, when will we please take trade? Like, and then I can't read good comments like that. So I got to time this man out. This man needs to get timed out. I'm a moderator, I'm a trader, I'm an entertainer, I'm an educator, I'm everything here. And I missed that candle body close because I got to moderate this chat. This chat. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that pushed down and closed. Okay, so it is technically bearish. Okay, so will it come back up and retest this? Will it push down? Okay, sorry, I gotta just check my spreads. Okay. NASDAQ, again, broke down, came and inside here. NASDAQ is not good for trading right now. Similar with gold, okay? We're just stuck in a range right now. Guys, you got to pay attention, okay? Some of you guys are saying, did I take a sell or sell here? I have not even taken a trade. I will verbally tell you. I will verbally tell you what I'm doing. I haven't done anything, okay? First thing in trading is you gotta pay attention, right? You know, when you pay attention to the candlesticks, you also got to pay attention, okay? I did not say buy or sell, okay? Nowhere did I say that. So I can tell you're not paying attention to me. How are you going to learn to pay attention to price action? Especially if you want to learn, everyone says, Ron, teach me how to trade 1 minute candles. Teach me. You know how you got to pay attention to extreme detail on the 1 minutes. And a lot of traders lose focus on one candle, but they want to learn 1 minutes. 1 minute is you have to literally zoom in like this. You got to know the open, the low, how high. Is it filling the wicks? Is it ignited open? What is it doing? You got to pay attention to critical detail. If you want to trade anything on these lower time frames, 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. As you move into these hourly 4H, you don't have to pay critical attention to detail as much. And you don't have to worry about spreads as much or slippage because you're holding trades for longer duration, right? But you want to get best available entries, okay? Scalpers have to learn precision, okay? That's where you got attention to detail. And if you're an investor, you don't give a shit about a candlestick. Just buy NVIDIA when it drops 5 or 10%. That's it. There's your investment trading advice for the day. Buy a company like Apple or NVIDIA if you see it drops 10%. Buy it. You don't even have to look at a chart. You don't even have to look at candlesticks, okay? If you see NVIDIA drop 10%, buy some shares of it. It'll probably rebound within the next day, week or two, and you'll gain a couple percent. That's it. And keep doing that with those big name securities. You can do it through buying shares of the company, or you can do it through, even easier, the option chain. That's it. There's your investment advice. But when it comes to this, scalping 5 minute candles, you got to pay attention to detail. This is not rushing, okay? This is not just, we just buy and sell, we just buy and sell. just like how some people on YouTube want it to be. I don't trade like that. Go on another channel. Go right now on YouTube. Go search trading, and you'll find some other guys, and go get some signals from them. Okay? I don't do it like that. I wait for physical volume to close above here, to come back down and retest, see if I get all of my confirmations, to maybe look for a buy. However, I'm looking also to see if the buyers can bring it back up to here to see if it will go back down. Unless I get some clues that I want to go in a short right now, okay? But I still see that we haven't like produced a new lower low yet. That candle came down, came back up. That candle came down, back up. You know, it's different when you go and you break a new lower low and then you come back up, then it could continue to sell down with it, okay? And this is what I hate on these calls, is when we start forcing trades, because that's when we don't have a bad outcome. If you saw yesterday, we hit a nice trade. We didn't force a trade. The day before, we hit an excellent trade of 300 pips, and we didn't force it. We let it come to us. So we got to understand that, guys. I know we get a lot of new viewers on YouTube when we go through these these cycles on YouTube where it brings a lot of viewers, and some viewers have no idea what we're doing, and then we get the spamming, we get the this and that. But let's just stay focused. Stay focused. Like, look at NASDAQ. What if I was to ask you guys and beg you guys, buy or sell, buy or sell, buy or sell? What would you guys tell me? Some of you guys will say buy. Some of you guys will say sell with absolutely no analysis, just looking at a black candle, blue candle. Some of you guys will say we're in no man's land. Don't take a trade. Some of you guys will say leverage your entire account on a buy and go all in. That's fine. If you guys want to do that, that's your trading. It's not my trading. I don't do that. I did that for years and I didn't make $1 in the markets and I lost everything. I learned now to be patient. Now I see something developing. See, just by waiting, I see a bottom. There's the neckline that we've been watching. There's another bottom. Okay, is it going to come back up and produce like the W? Maybe push, close, retest, and it can get a quick little buy coming back up to there, and then we sell 4455 back down. And to the buyers, you're getting frustrated. Sellers are getting frustrated. Buyers are getting frustrated, and it's the market is just moving sideways. And I don't want to engage in this type of volume. I know it sucks. Believe me, I want to trade. I want to trade with you guys, but not in these conditions. Timmy, you're waiting for some Tokyo action so you can break in a new PC. Oh, nice. What type of PC did you get? I thought I read that wrong. I thought to break a PC. Don't do that. Don't break your computers. Okay, so we came back up, now got rejected. Okay, so now maybe it's going to continue to push down with a new low with 2 minutes to go. So far, sell side is the correct side so far. Lower highs, lower highs. Are they going to break that new low? How will this close? Where will it close? We'll figure it out in 90 seconds. Okay, so 30 seconds to go. The last 30 seconds of all time frames are very, very important. Shows the momentum, how the candle is closing, and how the momentum could potentially go into the next candle. On all time frames, if you're a 15-minute trader, pay attention to the last 30 seconds. If you're an hourly trader, pay attention to the last 30 seconds. If you're a 5-minute trader, last 30 seconds. 1-minute trader, 30 seconds is half the candle, right? Here's the close now. So it came down, kind of looks like an equal bottom low with that low. So it didn't really break, closed. Now it's opening bearish ignited. So with a bearish ignited candle, it needs to do its job to continue to fill that wick and break for a new low. If this gets a wick, then it's a higher low, then it could come back up and flip the candle blue and then continue to drive and try and fill that wick. But right now it's bearish ignited, still holding. So will this candle be the one to breach and break this? There's a wick again there, okay? So you can see that there is some buyers at 4436 still holding it, preventing it from breaking down. Hasn't created that new lower low yet. You have the perfect open to do this, the ignited bearish open. It's holding that selling pressure coming from this 15-minute body right over here. Imad, the market is testing your patience today. Only thing I gained today was being calm. Markets will test your patience every single day. That's what trading is. It's you got to patiently wait to get paid. It's part of your job as a trader, okay? So just understand this. The market tests your patience every day. It's part of your job to be a trader. Okay, you got to understand that from right now. Every day when you go to trade, you have to be patient. You know, it's a job requirement. You know, when you go to work at a job and they tell you that these are your job requirements, this is a job requirement to be a trader, is you have to be patient, not just on Monday, not Tuesday, not Wednesday, not Thursday, not Friday, every single day. You see how you got to be patient, and you see the sellers did not really break down that, and now it's coming right back up, and we're still just moving sideways. So I know that the sellers are getting frustrated that it's not breaking down, and buyers are getting frustrated as it's coming up here that it's not making its move up as well. Okay, so I'm being patient right now. I'm not being buying or selling. I'm watching. I'm on the sidelines. It's like when you watch a basketball game, like tonight, San Antonio and New York Knicks kick off game 1. This is if you guys remember, 1999 was when the Spurs played the Knicks. It was an awesome series back then in 99. There's that quote, okay? Warren Buffett said it, okay? Warren Buffett is the wealthiest person on the planet right now, okay? And he said the financial markets, whether you trade the stock market, Forex market, futures market, derivatives, bonds, any type of market you do trading, it's the same thing. It's a platform that gives the patient trader, the patient investor, their money from the impatient trader who's losing all the money. It makes very simple sense. It's not rocket science. The impatient trader who's losing, who's trading on impulse, is giving all of their money to the patient trader who's just waiting at specific locations to wait to get their orders filled. And that's how trading works, okay? You decide. Do you want to be the patient trader or do you want to be the impatient trader? That's up to you. I used to be the impatient trader. I used to go in the markets with the mindset that I need to make money. I have to make money today. I would force trades and I would lose every single day. And then I said, this is not trading. This is gambling. This is stupidity what I'm doing. So now I've learned that some days I'm waiting. I might be waiting 2-3 hours for a trade setup and I don't even take a trade. And I know it's part of the job now. It's part of the job. Just because you come in ready to trade every day doesn't mean you're obligated. You're forced to take a trade. You gotta wait for your A plus setups. Your A plus setups are more high probable, right? They're not 100% guaranteed, but they're higher probable setups. Trading is all about mathematics. If you can pinpoint higher probable setups and trade with the proper risk management, then that's the recipe for success for years to come, because you'll slowly compound your account, and the losers that you take are small losses that will not take away everything you earned. Okay, so we did push down with the new lower low. It did close down. Okay, so one thing you can do is cut that bearish candle in half, like what we were doing yesterday. If it comes back up and stays below, then we could continue to push down. If it comes back above 50%, then we could build a little bit of support to come up. Okay, so right now it's bearish. And NASDAQ could be coming down to a location that we could watch for. This is where the big bullish run started, right there at 950, and we're retracing all the way back down to this. Okay, so let's see what happens down in here for NASDAQ as well. And this purple line is the lowest point of the day. Okay, so we got a blue candle. Let's see what happens at 50% of that. Will it close above? Will it get rejected there? Will this continue to sustain to be bearish to come down? Rob, Bitcoin is interesting right now. What is it at 65,000? Yeah, it's going to test Bitcoin right now. So I'm gonna purchase 100 shares of MicroStrategy right now. Reason being is I'm looking at it. Bitcoin is down, so it follows Bitcoin. MicroStrategy is down 26% last month. It's down 16% in the last 5 days, and it's down 5% today. So I'm gonna scale in. I'm gonna add 100 shares right now of MicroStrategy, and I'm gonna look to see if it bounces maybe this week, a couple dollars. And I can make a couple $100 off of it. If it goes further down, I'll add another 100 shares. And then I could also offer covered call options on it, and earn some passive income if it doesn't go up there. So right now is a good, when I say if things are on discount, maybe look to buy. So I'm gonna grab, it's trading at $130 right now. I think it's came down quite a bit in the last month. So I'm gonna add 100 shares right now. I'm just gonna buy. Sorry guys, just got to do this. This is not financial advice for anybody. This is just for me. Yeah, it could go down further, I know, but all I need is Bitcoin to just bounce a little bit, and that MicroStrategy can move up from 130 to 133 to 135, and I'm in the money, and could be a quick little scalp trade. Let's just add some. I'll put a limit order to get filled down at the bottom. Okay, I sent it. I use TD Ameritrade right now, where I do all my stock and options trading. So I just looked at this MSTR. You guys told me Bitcoin was going down, so this thing is correlated with Bitcoin. Let's see, where is it? Do I even have it on here? This one, MSTR. This thing is very, very volatile. But if we look on the daily, like look at, I bought in here right now, 130. Just seeing right here. So look at the big dip. Like this thing was trading at $200 right here in May. And so I feel like I'm getting a good discount. There's good support. Okay, big support here at 105. There was the higher low right there at 122. So that's like my first, I'm scaling in 100 shares at a time. If it drops further, yeah, I'm in drawdown, but I'll add another 100 and then hold it. And then maybe Bitcoin will recover and just all I need is to come back up to 135, 140, fill in this gap right there, maybe 150, and that's it. I'm in the money. Yeah, this is not like, this is more of a stock and a stock trade where I buy incremental shares, hold, add more. That's why I have cash account. And if it goes up, then I sell. I'm looking to earn 3%, 5%, maybe 10%, get out. Right? But this is a good dip buy. Yes, it could dip even further, but look at where this thing was trading all the way back up here. Okay, this thing all-time high was almost $600 in November 2024 when Bitcoin hit all-time high 126,000, had a lower high right there, then just kept dropping. So I'm buying a nice discounted pullback, but it is not the security for everybody. I understand, but gonna have some fun with it. Okay, so gold, there was a drop. You guys were right with this saying it would sell, but it's coming back up. This candle is this big blue candle at 945. That's what created the lowest point of the day. You guys know I always like to figure out 50% of that. So it's still holding and now we're coming back up. So we're right back in this kind of consolidated range right here. Like gold, this call hasn't been moving anywhere basically. It's been very difficult, just sitting inside here, but it's building its way back up. Maybe we'll see something. We have an SST sell signal up here at 4455. So, but we're not there yet. NASDAQ is bouncing off of here. Okay, so that's the hourly and the daily right here. So higher time frames. Maybe here we'll get a little bit of a bounce. Country, they sold their BTC. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, he owns almost 900,000 Bitcoins and they sold off, I think, 25 Bitcoins to pay off the dividends for that the MISTY, MSTY, and the MSTR. So what that means is 25 Bitcoin. I know it's the first time he's sold. It's alarming, but 25 compared to, I think he has 800,000 or 900,000 last time I checked. It's like you selling a pencil to somebody. It's like, that's what it means. But a lot of, as soon as they hear the word he's sold, because he was holding, but he's trimming a little bit to pay for the dividends. That's how he leverages Bitcoin, is he takes from shareholders or gives out dividends and leverages Bitcoin with those historic gains and can pay out but right now with Bitcoin going down, he's liquidated 25 or 30 Bitcoins to pay off those. I know it's not good. It's negative news and that's why it's dropping. It's like me buying you a coffee. That's basically what it is. Country, I'm more than happy to buy you a coffee, but it's $2 coffee is very insignificant. That's probably like when he sells 30 Bitcoins, it's probably like a coffee to somebody, $2. 32 total, was that what it was? Yeah, 32 total. But he owns how much? 800,000 Bitcoin? Not him, but the MicroStrategy, the corporation. How many trades do I take a day? I aim for 3, 4, 5 trades a day, as long as the conditions are there, right? I don't like forcing trades. Like like I say, it's not a cookie cutter approach where I got to trade 3, 4, 5 times a day, no matter what. Like the volume, if it's good, I trade. If it's trending, I'll trade more, right? If I'm reading the market perfectly and it's moving like really bullish and I'm buying the pullbacks and it keeps going up and I'm buying a pullback, I'm going to take advantage of that day. I might trade more than I normally do because you don't get too many easy trending days like that. But on days where it's sideways and barcoding, this is where I limit my trades. You see, I haven't even taken one trade on this call. And normally I'm very aggressive. I love trading, but you got to be selective, guys. This goes for everybody on the call. Like, you got to be selective. It's not just, I have to trade 3 times a day just because. No, you trade more if the market is trading properly and you're reading it and you're understanding it and it's trending and it's easier to trade. Take advantage of that trading day, even if you trade a little bit more than what you're normally used to. But if you're having positive trades, take advantage of it. But on days where it's really choppy, you don't know where it's going, it's in a range, then that's where you limit your trading. You might have to not take as many trades or not trade at all. For the life of me, it took me a long time to understand that, to not take trades and sit at a computer. It sucks for 2, 3, 4 hours and you haven't even taken a trade. And then your whole day is, basically done. But you're going to have to, if you want to be a trader for years to come, you got to learn that. Remember, trading is not just for today or tomorrow. You might be doing this for the next 5, 10 years down the road. So why are you worried if you miss one trading day? The trading is every day, Monday to Friday. What is if you miss one day, if you miss one trade? Why is it the end of the world? Why do we psychologically and mentally, why do we not understand this concept? I'm talking for me. I didn't understand this. And then that's when I started forcing trades. I got to force a trade. And then I said, I'm going to trade for the rest of my life. I'm going to trade for 10, 20, 30, 50 years. What is one day, or even if you miss 1 week? It's nothing. It's like how we're talking, how he sold 32 Bitcoins is like buying a coffee. It's insignificant. Why don't we look at the markets like that too? Where if we miss some trades or we don't take a trade or we take a day off, it's very insignificant in the long-term plan. It's like if you work for 40 years, right? You're working, you're ready for retirement, 30, 40 years. If you miss a day of work, are you crying? Are you, if you call in sick at work today, are you worried? No, you're probably enjoying life right now. You're probably can't wait to watch TV or be with the family or go out for whatever. But why is it when we're trading, if we miss one trade or we don't trade or we miss one day, it's the end of the world? No, enjoy it. Go. Just because you're not trading doesn't mean that you can't analyze your trades. Like, okay, if I don't take a trade today, I can go back and I can journal my yesterday's trade, right? If I decided today the market is really shitty, I can go and look at what time were we trading yesterday? Yesterday was what? Tuesday, we were trading at, what was it, 11? I can't even remember. But just go back, back test. If you got a journal, back test, that's a day where you got to learn about your trading, go back and see, do some analysis, look for a structural candle. That's a structural candle. Can you figure out the point of control of that candle? And then see, like, just learn. You utilize your non-trading day as a learning day. Go back and learn, figure out what's going on, what's working, what's not. Okay, so it came up, now it's coming back down. Okay, so this candle's closing out 30 seconds. Okay, if we close bearish below here, we've engulfed those buyers. It's got maybe more room to drop gold. Okay, and maybe continue to drop through here. Okay, we've inverted now our 15-minute candle, and it's closing in 5 minutes as well. Okay, so this could maybe signal that we're going to continue selling. It came back up blue, 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 and they're pushing it down. They're engulfing it. And here's the close. Get ready, guys. Okay, so it's blue right now, flashing blue. Can it come up to 50% or, you know, this, if I move it up to 50%, the red line, cut it in half. Okay, so it's coming back up. Let's see what happens at around 50%, right here where I put the red line. Let's see if it gets rejected there. The 9 EMA is like right around there. Okay, so it's gotten rejected. You can see it came up, got rejected, but still got that blue body. NASDAQ. NASDAQ is coming into the green zone. Okay, so now we got to watch for a liquidity grab at the lowest point of the day. Will it break that? Will it come down to our white line? Will it hold in the green zone and bounce back up? Okay, so NASDAQ is interesting right now. Gold is interesting. It's coming right back up. Okay, there was the rejection now. Right at the red line. Okay, so right exactly at 50%. And it's closing in 3 minutes. NASDAQ is coming in, so we got to watch NASDAQ too if it breaks for a new low of the day. Okay, lots to watch now. Now we can start to see the market now opening up. So will it bounce here or will it continue to break for that new low of the day? Okay, we're not too far away from it. It's about 20 points away. Okay, so gold has flipped bearish now, okay? Okay, so it came down, it flipped, it was a shooting star, now building back up blue. Reminder that we get a new 15-minute candle in 90 seconds, okay? So now the markets are starting to open up. Now you're starting to see NASDAQ come in here, come back up. Let's wait for 1 more minute, 90 seconds, because we're getting a new 15-minute candle, okay? And then maybe the 15-minute candle can decide which direction we're going to be moving. So let's be patient for 1 more minute. Okay, so 30 seconds to go and we got a new 15-minute candle. So we came in, NASDAQ came in. It did not break that lowest point of the day as of yet, okay? That's a higher low rate in there, building back up. So buys could be above here if it holds in that. And gold is coming right back up. So we're still barcoding. Blue, black, blue, new 15-minute candle now opening, okay? So strong bullish, but we still got to get back up to this point right here, okay? So it made a nice little double bottom down there, right? So if you sold, it didn't really do much. Coming back in, NASDAQ could come right back into here, okay? That's the hourly point of interest. We have a daily trend line, 9 EMA could come right in there and get rejected. So we want to see if blue volume can close above here. Then maybe we'll get a nice little bullish momentum coming in on NASDAQ right at the lowest point of the day. So let's just, now things are opening up. Things are starting to get a little more interesting. I know we've had sideways volume. Now they really rejected gold again. Okay, so it came up, rejected it at the opening of that big bearish black candle, the opening balance, and they're pushing it back down. Man, this is some shitty volume inside here. Everyone is waiting. Yeah, this is horrible volume. this is really bad. Like this range that we're in right here. It's, I know we gotta wait it out. We gotta be patient. I know it's not easy. It does suck, but okay. So NASDAQ now is coming back up. Let's see if NASDAQ can close above here, build off of this. And I'm not saying NASDAQ will go all the way back up to here, but maybe we could retest this location where there's a lot of wicks in here. Right back up to here, a wick, a wick, a wick, a wick, 30,590. Guys, we have a few viewers on the call. Let's subscribe to the channel. Amazing, amazing, 600, perfect. Like the channel. Guys, we're going to do tomorrow, same time, 11 a.m. Hopefully we'll get better volume tomorrow. And don't forget live bonus NFP, 7 a.m. Eastern. Have your coffee ready. And we're going to do a nice analysis on gold and NASDAQ and get ready for NFP, COMEX at 820, NFP at 830, and then we'll walk into Friday's Wall Street, okay? So I want all of you guys to join us. We're not done today's call. We're still going here, but we're still waiting patiently. I know some of you guys are saying, Ron, take a trade, take a trade, take a trade. We're learning, we're analyzing. What are we looking for on gold? You tell me. Your guess is good as mine. We're just watching it just move sideways here. Bearish there, came back up bullish, bearish. So we're still just sloping down on the 5 minutes. We're still below our hourly resistance, right? So it's technically still bearish, but there is some momentum building over here. So we're waiting on that. NASDAQ has bounced out of our green zone, okay? So we can consider this as the one bottom. There's our big neckline. We sloped all the way down. We're at that kind of second bottom now, coming back up, but it's still fighting against that big slope trend. But if we can get a blue candle close above, maybe we could come back down, retest this. Maybe we could advance up to 30,600, maybe to the white line. Okay, so interesting on NASDAQ. Let's see, here's the closure in 8 seconds. So did it close above the white line, yellow line, this zone? Yes. Okay, so see how I'm flipping it green? It's a short wick ignited candle. So it's already opened ignited. We haven't had a pullback yet because it's ignited. So you can just buy the ignited open, or you got to wait for that pullback. That's what I mean. The candle could take off without even pulling back to do something like that. So it's ignited, it's taking off. It's not necessarily saying that it won't ever come back down and pull back, but we might have to wait for a pullback because it opened ignited. I explain what are ignited candles when they open, and it's open strong, pop that wick, and it's driving without pulling back as of yet. But you guys see how it bounced out of that green zone right there from earlier, okay? Gold is still building inside here as well. Wow, gold, holy. Gold can really, really, really test your patience. So came back up here and got rejected again. Okay, so it came up, NASDAQ, coming back down. It's an inverted hammer candle. Okay, it's an upside down hammer. It's still holding that bullish ignited head. It came down, but it's kind of like it's refueling itself without breaking down and continue to come back up. So we'll see if it continues to hold. It could advance on a next candle and continue to drive without pulling back. But that doesn't mean that there's not pending orders in here or there's anything waiting. So the more it moves away, then the stronger that this location could get with some pending buy orders. There, now you see how it got rejected and just retested. Now it retested. So it held and it retested. I'm going to go in a buy. Sorry, it was too late. It was late, but I'm going to go on a buy because it did retest. And my target will be to come back up to this red line and potentially break, hopefully maybe get it up to that hourly. So I'm in a buy. You see when it came down bearish, 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 and it came back up, I clicked the button. But I'm going in on NASDAQ, a buy, with how it came off of the double bottom close to the lowest point of the day, came back up bullish, broke out, closed, and has retested, okay? My stop loss, okay, that's TP. Stop loss will be, I can place it all the way at the lowest point of the day. That's a larger stop loss. I could be below that wick right there, or I could be right below this ignited candle, you know, like right where this whole candle started. That's my maximum risk, is just going to be below this ignited candle. Okay. That's all I want to see, because if it comes all the way down there and doesn't hold this ignited volume, then it's got a high probability it will break that wick and then flood down at the lowest point of the day. So that's my maximum risk on NASDAQ in a buy, to see if we can start to build at this location a little bit, at this hourly, to see if we can make this into some sort of short-term support to continue to build our way back up to this 5-minute resistance, 30,590, 600, and maybe get to an hourly resistance of 30,630. This is NASDAQ, not gold. This is NAS100 NQ. Okay, and then gold is still stuck in here. I wouldn't touch gold right now. Gold is moving nowhere. NASDAQ was the only thing that looked okay, but still not the greatest. So now it's retesting this location. Let's see if we get multiple retests holding without breaking down. Can it flag in this location right here? And gold could be still pushing down. So the buyers of gold haven't done much. Okay, they brought it up here, came back down. They brought it up there, came back down, still inside here. We've got to see maybe a blue candle closing above these bodies to get back up to this resistance point. So otherwise, it could still be technically bearish. Did I enter on NASDAQ? Yes, NASDAQ. I'm entered in on a buy on NASDAQ. If it can get close to the red line, it'll be about 50 pips. And the upper one would be about 90 to 100. But just want to see what can happen right at this. Because if it comes up here, I got to acknowledge over here when we were trading at 1140, it got rejected. So it could come up there and get rejected again and pull back down. So that's what I have to watch. That's my first resistance I need to watch. If it can break above there, then my next resistance is the hourly white line, and then the 200 EMA is right above it, and then the big red zone is right there. Okay, so it's retested 2 times holding, but we're not getting that blue volume asking to trade above 560, 570 up here. We got a nice 15-minute candle behind us. It opened bullish ignited, and we're going into 1 p.m. in 3 more minutes. So we also got to look at the hourly candle as well. We've got a nice wick coming out of the hourly at the lowest point of the day, like right there. But can we flip our candle next 3 minutes, maybe close it blue, and then maybe that could give us the momentum to go into the next hour, driving up to that hourly resistance. Okay. Matt, you entered with me and you made 100 US TYSM. Good for you, man. Good. Country, what potential insights are you waiting for before you can take a trade currently? I still struggle to understand how you decide to enter. Okay, well, why I entered in a buy here, and I could be wrong. It could come in and stop me out, but what my intentions were, I waited for it to come all the way down to this location earlier this morning, where it had that nice V recovery. You see right there, it came down. We waited for it. And then that candle came down, but I saw it didn't break the lowest point of the day. It came and closed. Then we got that bullish ignited candle come back up, closed above the structure, closed above the hourly white line. And then the next candle opened. Remember, it was bullish ignited and took off. I was waiting for the pullback. Then it came back down near the close of the candle. And as soon as it tapped in there, it just flipped blue. And I went in on a buy because it got the confirmation. I saw what happened down here, got the retest, and this candle came back down black. It could have gone in drawdown, but still see now what I'm using. I'm using now the white line as support because we got the volume above it. So I'm using it as hourly support, and it's retested it 2 times, and I have now a bullish candle in profit in the money, making a new higher high. But that's my breakdown, guys. So that's what I offer on YouTube, is when I go into a trade, I give you my psychology of why I go into the trade or what I'm looking at. Okay, I don't just buy and sell and just not say anything. I walk you through my analysis. So I hope that makes sense. Like that candle was like a clue. that it didn't break the lowest point of the day. So there is a buyer. In my mind, the way how I look at it is there's an order that prevented NASDAQ from making a new lower low. That's big, because if you look at the daily candle, the wick is held there, right? So let me just watch this candle going into the close. Sorry, guys. I just got to watch this because we're going into 1 p.m. right now. I would love if this was a structural candle to close above here. Then we could have cut it in half and found the point of control of it. But this is still good. We got to now just move with 50% of this. So I'm cutting it in half right there. You can see cutting in half is basically the resistance wick. So I want to see if it can continue to hold as support. See how we just opened black on the one right away? It's the new hourly candle. So can we find some support at 50% of this blue candle? Catch a wick, come up. We have no wicks to flip. So if we flip blue, we're going to drive right potentially right up to this red line, because then we're backfilling these wicks. So we have a nice solid wick at 50%, okay? But now we got to continue to come up and flip this candle blue. Then we can drive up to a minimum 40, 50 pips on this trade. But we got to flip this now, like quickly. Because if not, that selling pressure will come back down and test this low again, then come back down maybe to my entry or all the way back down to this retest location. So you still see how we haven't flipped it yet. There's hourly sellers that are holding it down for the first 1 minute. Man, so now it's coming back down. So we got to see a second time. Will it hold here? It's basically like a double bottom within one candle. Gold turned bullish. Okay, so gold could be another impulse. This could be an impulse break. Let's see if a blue candle can close above here as well, okay? Because it could just be an impulse and then get rejected right back down. So now we're getting some movement in the market, okay? So gold is moving. NASDAQ, I hate trading into the 1 hour. Oh, I absolutely hate it. Okay, I will monitor NASDAQ on my mobile. We can take a look at gold over here. So again, that's an impulse, but it did create a higher high. That's important. In order to move higher, we got to create those higher highs. NASDAQ is retracing all the way back down to like my entry point. Oh man. So they shut it down. I had the candle what I'm looking for, where it came down, it retested and it came up. But that's what I'm saying. We needed to flip that candle right away and we didn't. Now those sellers are bringing it all the way back down. So we got to see the depth of market. Is there buyers pending down here to sustain make a higher low and bring it back up or consolidate here so we can continue to go? Otherwise, it could be a bearish engulfing candle and we could be coming lower down in here. And gold will follow it in 2 more minutes to see the closure. So if it closes blue above here, same thing. This red zone, we flip it green, and we could wait for a pullback to come down into and see if this is hourly support to continue to drive and fill up to this area. Okay. Man, that's a nasty black candle. That is as ugly as they come. And I did not pip and dip out of the market. I was up 25 pips, didn't do anything. You know, sometimes that's why I've learned to pip and dip out of these markets. But on these situations, you guys know I was holding for a bigger target and I still am, okay? Gold is closing in 1 minute. And gold would be a nice target to get back up to this daily point of interest of 4455 to fill that zone. Okay, so the last 30 seconds we have to pay attention to on gold, and I got to pay attention to the last 30 seconds how NASDAQ closes as well. A healthy retracement is required to go higher. Absolutely, yeah, but also retracements cause traders go and draw down, you know, but if you're using the proper risk management, maybe you can withhold a retracement. But if those retracements close engulfed below structure, then it could turn into just the downtrend. Okay, so let's go through this. Did that blue candle close above this? Yes. So look at what I'm doing. Red to green zone, okay? Stretching it into the future, okay? As it pulled back into here, not yet, okay? So it opened, a small pullback could fill that wick and continue to drive. So what we could do is, well, let's just talk about what's confirmed so far. What's confirmed is we have a blue candle, 5 minutes, that has closed above this structure. That's confirmation. That's confirmed, right? So right now, as I'm speaking, this zone that was red with that candle closing above could be changing the depth of market now. Offers could be canceled. More pending buyers could be coming in to maybe buy a pullback. Very similar to what I did with NASDAQ. However, there's more offers up here pushing it down. So it was looking good until 1 p.m. opened up and spoiled the party. So my stop loss is just right below this bullish ignited candle down in here, okay? I will verbally tell you when I get stopped out. The reason why I didn't place it lower down here is because if it cannot hold that opening balance right there of that big 15-minute strong candle, then the sellers have a high probability of filling that wick and then taking out the lowest point of day. And that's where sometimes you get those falling knife candles. And I don't want to be part of that, okay? So giving it this much room to breathe, to pick up some new buyers. If not, I'm going to exit this trade and get out of the way. Sellers are too strong. Okay, so we're retesting in here. One thing I hate is being in 2 trades at the same time. I absolutely hate it, especially when it's like a NASDAQ or Dow Jones and gold. But shit. We'll let things develop. That's a good retest. Again, I like that setup. I just hate being in 2 securities at once where I'm in drawdown on one. But if some of you guys got that, if you guys are in buys, right? Where would you place your stop loss? You could be, 50% of this blue candle. You could be right below this if you like. Your target would be to now start to backfill these wicks and get it back up to where most of the 5-minute bodies were trading, like right in here, 4450 right there. See what I did? I just cut all that stuff in half. Blue, black, right in there. Got a wick and a wick, and it's 4450. So that's where we could look to see gold if it can make its way back up there. But remember, it's still counter trading against all the selling pressure. It could get up there, then come back down, and we see if it can create a higher low to break to get back up to there. So it's confirmed, it's retested. If you guys are in buys, it's a nice setup. I'm just watching this NASDAQ, see if it can continue to build back. So it came down, grabbed some liquidity, right? But it's closing in 90 seconds. So let's see if it can close back above here. And then maybe we can continue to build to get through here. So the markets now have opened up a little bit. It's 1 p.m., starting to get some momentum, starting to get some volume, maybe starting to get some redistribution from all of this accumulation from our entire call. For you guys on gold buys, I hope it continues to push up. And for us over here on NASDAQ buys, I hope we can get the blue volume closing back above 50% of that black candle so that we can work this area, create this to support to get us back up to this target and maybe the next target. Sometimes you got to encounter drawdown to make some money in the markets. Not every trade is just directly right into profit, but that's trading. That's why you got to know where to place stop loss, okay? So I got a good return candle. It looks good, but it hasn't closed. Everything looks good until it closes. Gold went crazy. Oh yeah, yeah, it's nice, guys. I would have loved to have been in that. The way I know how I trade, closed. If it retested right there, a small wick, potentially would have been in a buy. I know I didn't take it, but that's running about 30 to 40 pips. The target would be that red line right there would be about 60. And then if it can drive into that big daily point of interest, 100 pips exactly, right there, okay? So not the close I wanted on NASDAQ. Got right back up there, then got rejected. It was nice and blue. It would have been nice if we closed above there, but we could be still flagging this area to bring us back up. So it's right at my entry, you know, but let's see. I'll stay with the call for like another 10 minutes. And if you're with gold and you're following it, just that's a nice bullish candle. Just again, cut it in half, 50%. If it comes down black, 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 you want to see it maybe get a wick, hold, and continue to drive up, fill that wick, and go higher. Exactly with what NASDAQ did. It came down, got a wick, but went up. But then remember, it opened ignited bearish. And then when it continued to come down, and then it basically engulfed this big black candle right there. When it opened, it was black, black, black. Then it came right there at 50% and got a wick. And as it was coming up, then it went back down with that black volume. Gold is going to come down. Yeah, then you're looking. Okay, so right now, that's what I mean, 50%. Let's see if it can get a wick here, hold. If not, it might come back all the way down to the opening balance of that blue candle, maybe even retest this zone. So far it's got a wick there too. How do we determine these zones or line? It was all done when the call started with the top-down analysis. We started the call, we do a top-down analysis, we break all our securities down from daily, hourly, down to the 5 minutes. We add some alerts at our desired locations and we sit back and wait. No, I'm not stopped out of this. No, my stop loss is below here. I'm like right near my entry. Okay, so gold is coming back down to retest this location. So it closed, retested, came up, higher high. This candle could not advance, coming back down. And we're going into 115. So a new 15-minute candle opening in 2 minutes. Okay, so if we can hold blue volume above this zone, maybe the new 15-minute candle could also build and take it higher through here. NASDAQ as well is going to get a new 15-minute candle. I don't want to see the 5-minute volume closing back below this green zone or back below this yellow line, because then we're closing below, and then this can turn into resistance. Then the next 15-minute candle could be bearish, and then I'm getting stopped out. So that's why it's going to be interesting to see how both of these securities close in the next 1 minute. I'll verbally let you guys know as soon as I get stopped out. I'm just below this blue candle. Just want to see if they grab some last bit of liquidity. There is a wick there. I'm still in it, in drawdown. They're coming after me, but not there yet. I'm just below 30,500, like right around 495 in there. Just below it, 490. See if I can survive this. If not, I tap out. And I'm out. I respect the sellers today. Okay, so here's the close. It did close below green to red. So it's an uphill battle for buyers to get it back above there. Okay, because now I'm fighting below this zone now. So even if it comes up blue, 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 could get rejected there and then come back down. So it's got to get blue and then we got to climb our way back above there. So you see, it's an uphill battle while you're in drawdown. When you're in drawdown, understand how much of an uphill battle you have to come back in to get to your original buy-in. Okay, so you see how much like the odds are stacked against you when you're in drawdown. It's not just you get in drawdown and you hope and pray that it comes up there. Look at what I have to go through. I got to get buyers to come back in, to come back into here. I'm now below the 90 MA where I was well above it. Now I'm back below the white hourly line, which is resistance, where I was above it and it was momentary support. So even if it comes in here, I still got to come up to this big bearish candle that started this big move down. That was my entry. Then it could come back up there and then go back down. So it's a big uphill battle when you're in drawdown. It's not easy to recover. And gold is now printing inside that zone, building. So if it can continue to come up blue, close above here, could still respect this, then get that move. If it closes below here again, then we got to change the green zone to red, and it could have further move to push down. I'm not stopped out of NASDAQ yet, just a hair away, but not there yet. Gold sell is confirmed for you. Just be careful, it's still in the zone. Okay, let's see. I would wait for a black candle to close below here before confirming a sell. NASDAQ came back up blue, 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 got rejected, take out that wick. And that's what I mean. The last thing that can save this run is that 15-minute candle that open bullish ignited. That's why my stop loss is just below it. I'll verbally let you guys know. I'm still holding it. Still holding it. It's trading at 505. Now it's at 503, 500. Oh, if I can escape this and hold this bottom here, it will just show the strength of this 500 psychological level. So far it's holding. We need Donald Trump to say something right about now. Can Donald Trump save the market? I need a tweet right now. No, I got stopped out. No tweet from Donald Trump. So I got stopped out. That's it. So I realized the loss on that trade of 55 pips. 55. Okay, so it's not 550, it's 55. Still not, I'm not mad about my entry. Okay, it came down there, came up, closed. I waited for that candle, had the retest, flip of the zone, nice bullish candle that moved up 25 pips, but there was no advancement. So you can see how the sellers are strong up here, continue pushing it down. Maybe now there might be a double bottom or a liquidity grab and then turn back up. I still watched the moves. I watched 2 p.m., 3 p.m. power hour. I watch how this thing could build. Maybe they grab the liquidity now. Maybe it could be something like this where it came down. I went in there, didn't. Now I know where the neckline is, but coming back down, let's say they take out this, come back in, then power hour, it's an inverted head and shoulder. Then it's ready to come back up. Then I could go right back in, maybe grab my 55 pips that I lost and go to break even. You know what I mean? But maybe it builds. I just had my stop just right below that ignited candle. Maybe it builds. Who knows? Okay. But I don't make excuses. Whether I win a trade, lose a trade, break even, I don't make excuses. I went in. I was happy with my entry. It's just the sellers are there. They're right there. 30,575. Couldn't get above them. But guys, tomorrow's another day. Today wasn't the greatest volume that we were watching. The first 2 days were good. Monday, Tuesday. Today was just a lot of this on gold. It did break out a little bit coming back in. It could now drive leg down. So just be careful trading. It's not the greatest afternoon trading this stuff. Maybe things will open up for the Tokyo session. And reminder tomorrow, if you're trading with Dave in the Zoom, Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., we'll come in post 11 a.m. as well. And don't forget, this isn't updated, but we're going to cancel this Friday and we're going to do a live NFP on Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern. So make sure you're here. Thanks everyone who subbed to the channel. We appreciate you guys. Thanks everyone for liking the channel. We do appreciate it. There's a free Telegram channel pinned at the top of YouTube. If you join that, we would love to have you guys on it. It's free. Give you all of the links to our upcoming live sessions, the promo codes, giveaways, all of the analysis of what Dave is doing with the Zoom and the Discord, and some trade ideas that we send out to you guys in this free Telegram as well. So thanks everyone. We appreciate you guys. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Oh man, it kind of sucks if I got stopped out and it builds the second bottom there, but it is what it is, guys. I will see you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this sideways, boring trading volume day. You guys made it entertaining, and I hope you guys are here tomorrow. And we've got some news coming out over here, so just be careful. Okay, navigate properly, use proper risk management, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless everyone. Have a great day. Thank you, guys. I'll try and get my camera fixed for Zoom tomorrow, okay? I'm not sure what the issues are. Have a good day, guys.
Recording stopped.
Have a good day, everyone on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining. Have a great day.